You're listening to the Cat Breeder Sensei Says podcast. I'm your show host, April Catito. And in this episode, I'm going to be trash talking Facebook. Now, don't get me wrong. I used to be a big lover and a big advocate and highly addicted to Facebook, probably just like you are. But I ditched it. And we're going to tell you why right after this message.
Are you struggling to find loving homes for your kittens? Or do you draw a blank when it comes to a marketing plan for your cattery? Don't worry. Get ready to transform your cattery's presence with the Cat Breeder Blueprint training course. You'll discover the secrets to boost your cattery's visibility, learn how to engage with eager buyers, and have sold-out litters within minutes of offering them. Enroll today and become the top recommended breeder for your breed of cat. Visit the Cat Breeder Sensei website at catbreedersensei.com to learn more. Use discount code BREEDER24 and get $100 off.
Okay, I'm back, and this episode's all about Facebook, and not the good stuff about it either. But in 2017, I had already had an existing Facebook account, of course. I think I opened mine in 2009, and in 2017 is when I started my cattery and started my business page for my cattery. I had already done business pages through real estate on Facebook, so I was very familiar with how things work. You know, when you post on social media, we were just talking about this the other day. Mallory and I and our husbands, etc., were talking about social media and why people post the things they do, and just, had a big conversation about social media. But you post a photo on social media and you get instant validation, right? You just get immediately people that you don't even know, and sometimes you do know them, start to engage with your post, and it's just like a little hit of dopamine, and this is a real thing. This is valid. And you think, okay, what I'm doing is good. People like this. They're sharing it. They're liking it. They're commenting. They're telling me they like it. And, people like that. And they continue to do more of that. And that could potentially and does become addicting. You just get to know the people and your audience, and you get to know the platform, and just becomes a very familiar thing to you. And it's like watching the same news guy every night, but way worse. It's a little bit addicting. So you start to build this audience that grows, and you feel like you know your community. But I'm not sure that's really a thing on Facebook or any social media. Now, somewhere around COVID time, it must have been 2000, I started to look at Facebook a little differently. Of course, I had been in all of these breeder groups, and I've done a podcast about this, but it's probably one of the most toxic places to be are in these negative Facebook groups for cat breeders. Now, shameless plug here, we do have a group on Facebook for breeders that absolutely does not allow negativity. It's the No Judgment Zone Pedigree Cat Breeder Community. So if you want to come join us on Facebook, we're still there. We still do hang out in that group. But, some of these groups are really, really, really toxic. I did a whole episode about that if you want to go through the podcast episodes and listen to that. But it's really when I started to just pivot on my feelings about Facebook as a whole, just how people are and how they act and how they treat each other. And it's kind of just this fantasy land type of thing. And I keep track of a lot of data. And, my data and my graphs and my information and my real information just was saying that Facebook is not the best place for me to be marketing my kittens. But I had a problem. I think I was addicted to Facebook. I would, go to my phone and delete the app. Just like, I got to get rid of this. I don't want to open it. I don't want to see what's in Facebook. I don't care. I don't want to post these photos. And I would delete it, and I'd last like half a day. And I'd be downloading the app again and logging in and posting pictures and thinking that my audience on Facebook would miss me if I didn't post pictures of my cats and my kittens. And that is probably just the most ridiculous thing I have ever thought. I'm a pretty sensible and reasonable person when it comes to thinking. I don't get caught up in fantasy too much, but I did think that. I'm like, they're going to miss us when we're gone. They're going to miss it if I don't post pictures. No, trust me. Nobody freaking misses you if you leave. But I continued to do it, kept posting my pictures, and, I was a regular poster like 2 or 3 times per day. And went through the episodes where I was deleting the app off of my phone. I probably did that 3 or 4 times. And it always showed back up. Here I was again, thinking that I needed to see Facebook for some reason, personally. Then along came the scammers. Here came the scammers. These dirty, low-down, scum-of-the-earth people who steal photographs of me and other people and other people's kittens, and they use it to scam unknowing buyers out of money. At first I was shocked. Someone actually brought it to my attention that this was happening. And at first they were just using my name, my Cattery name. They were using the Cattery name, using my certificates and things that I had posted on my website and claiming it to be theirs. And, at that time I wrote a blog post and I was like, oh my gosh, beware of this scam. This is what's happening. And, not everybody that is getting scammed is on my website reading this blog post. So I knew everybody wasn't going to see it. But if just, a handful of the people decided to do some due diligence about the Cattery that was being represented, then they would find my blog post and say, okay, thank God I read this because I almost got scammed. But so the first time I was just in complete shock that somebody would do this. And I thought it was one person. And then as time went on, this problem it's a freaking epidemic. There are so many people who create accounts using my name, using my pictures. Pictures of me and my granddaughter. They say they're me. They know where I live. It has gotten so ridiculously out of hand that, it's almost unbelievable. I can't believe that people are actually doing this, but they are. I have spoken to a police officer, a friend of mine and my husband's, who works here locally in the police department, told him the whole story, and he basically has told me that there's nothing anyone's going to do about it, that, it's just not to a level that an investigation is going to take place. And these people are changing their IPs. They're using VPNs. You can't track them down. They're having money sent to Cash Apps and Apple Cards and things that just can't be traced. And people think it's me. They'll go to my Google business listing and leave a review because it looks like it's me. It looks like I'm doing it. They're using my name and my Cattery name. But it's all derived from Facebook. They're in the groups looking for buyers who are interested in specific breeds of cats, and it's not just me. They don't just do it to me, so yeah, I'm not alone. They do it to everybody. I've seen them copy and mimic so many breeders and so many different breeds of cats. So it's not just me. Don't think that. It's literally an epidemic on Facebook of people doing this and scamming unknowing buyers, victims who are legitimately looking for a kitten. They scam them out of money. Facebook is really where these people are derived from. It's where they hang out. It's where the transactions occur. They message people directly, and the message is coming from names that they recognize, or if they do the research, they'll discover that the name is credible, like if they use, a name that they're familiar with. So anyway, I just got so freaking tired of it. I mean, I was getting messages every day from either breeders who are seeing this happen out there, or from buyers who are actually getting scammed. And every day I was getting phone calls of people who just wanted to verify that I'm the one they were talking to on Facebook about a kitten. And I had to say, nope, that is not me. Don't send any money. That's a scam. So I made my last post on Facebook on April the 2nd and ditched it for good. I deleted the Facebook app off of my phone. It's been gone. I do not have Facebook on my phone. I do have it on my iPad because I still have the group. So during my working hours, when I'm actually working on stuff like SEO or my website, or creating content, or writing a blog post, that's when I check the groups. I kept Facebook Messenger on my phone because I do like to chat with my friends and my actual friends, and the breeders that I've become friends with over the years. We talk on Facebook Messenger, but the app is gone. I don't ever pick my phone up and open Facebook, and I don't miss it. In fact, if I think about putting it back on my phone now, I almost cringe. It makes me nauseous. I don't even want to think about it. So I do like it being kind of 2 or 3 steps away from where I'm always at. If I really have to go get on Facebook to go in my group, or to get on Marketplace, if I want to look for something, then I have to actually take a little extra effort to be able to do that. And I can tell you this, it has not changed the outcome of my cattery business whatsoever. I have not felt a pinch whatsoever. I'm not lacking on any leads from my kittens whatsoever. And that is because at the same time that I was on Facebook, I've always kept other marketing channels in play. So it's never been the only egg in my basket. I know that would have been a fatal, fatal mistake. And if I really wanted to get away from Facebook like I did, it would have been the death of me, because I relied so heavily on Facebook. But that wasn't the case. I've always had multiple marketing channels in play, and if one of those eggs happens to break, I still have a whole basket full that I can use and utilize every single day to continue to generate leads for my kittens, buyers, highly qualified buyers. And that's what I'm focusing on now. Facebook is gone. It's out of here. I don't pay it any single mind at all. It doesn't even cross my mind to ever go back and post another picture of a kitten on Facebook. And I was right. My assumption that it was junk, garbage, trash, not worth my effort, not worth the energy. It was all just smoke and mirrors. The people on there are not going to buy kittens. They just like to look at pretty kittens. It was correct, because my business has not suffered at all by completely abandoning Facebook as a cattery. So what I do is help you make good marketing decisions about where to take your cattery and how to market your business, and not rely on Facebook by itself. Now, I'm not saying everybody has to leave Facebook. That's definitely not what I'm insinuating in this podcast or ever. I just personally don't like it. I'm heavily opinionated. If you haven't learned that about me yet, I am heavily opinionated, so this is just an opinion. And I'm sure that Facebook works for many, many people, especially if you're a very social person. Then Facebook probably works, because you have to weed out a lot of people on Facebook, a lot of messages, a lot of questions that you really don't want to answer, and a lot of tire kickers. So if you have the patience for that, then Facebook probably does work and probably does generate buyers for you. Now, if you're interested in hearing a complete breakdown of why I ditched Facebook for good, other than what I've talked about on this podcast, I actually go into all of the numbers, the engagement rates, the charts, the data for about a year and then compare it to other platforms like my website, TikTok, etc., and show you everything that is laid out, as far as data and numbers, and a more solid reason to actually make a final decision to ditch Facebook. So I had to make sure that I had the other platforms in place before actually saying goodbye to Facebook forever. And I also talk about what's working best now to generate leads for my kitten buyers. So that is all a free training. You can go to the website, catbreedersensei.com, and look for the training on the free training page called Why I Ditched Facebook for Good and What's Working Best Now to Generate Leads for Kitten Buyers. So go check that out. I think you'll enjoy it, especially if you like this podcast. And thanks for listening to this podcast episode. I'm going to be doing more podcasts about marketing in general. So be sure to subscribe to our podcast so you can hear any future episodes that are published. And I hope you guys make good choices out there. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.